The glass doors of an upscale luxury car dealership slide open, revealing a young black boy, Elijah, stepping inside. His eyes widen with awe as he scans the gleaming cars, sleek Rolls-Royces, powerful Ferraris, and polished Bentleys lining the showroom floor. The scent of fresh leather and new car polish fills the air. A group of salesmen, dressed in expensive suits, stand near the front desk, chatting casually. Their laughter fades as they notice Elijah. One of them, Rick, a middle-aged man with slick back hair, smirks and nudges his colleague. "What's a kid like that doing in here?" Rick mutters under his breath. Elijah, unaware of their judgment, walks deeper into the showroom. He stops in front of a Rolls-Royce Phantom, his fingers lightly tracing the smooth surface. His heart races. This wasn't just any car, this was the dream car his mother had talked about for years. Just as he's about to peek inside, a shadow looms over him. He looks up to see Rick standing there, arms crossed, an unimpressed expression on his face. "Hey, kid," Rick says, his voice dripping with condescension. "This isn't a playground. These cars aren't for—" He pauses, glancing at Elijah's simple clothing before smirking. "People like you." Elijah blinks in confusion. "I just wanted to ask about this car, for my mom." Rick chuckles, shaking his head. "Oh, really? Your mom can afford a Rolls-Royce? Look, we don't have time for jokes." Laughter ripples through the other salesmen. The few customers nearby glance at the scene, some pitying, others indifferent. Elijah's face burns with embarrassment. His fists tighten. He wants to yell, to say something, but instead, he swallows his pride, takes a deep breath, and turns toward the exit. As the doors slide shut behind him, he makes a silent promise: "They'll see." Little did they know, the next day, something unexpected was about to happen. The next morning, the sun casts a golden glow over the city as Elijah sits quietly at the breakfast table. His mother, Vanessa Carter, a poised and elegant woman in her late 30s, notices his silence. "Elijah, sweetheart, what's wrong?" she asks, setting down her coffee. Elijah hesitates. "Mom, have you ever been somewhere and felt like you didn't belong?" Vanessa studies him carefully. "What happened?" He sighs, recalling the humiliation from the day before. "I went to the luxury car dealership to ask about the Rolls-Royce you always talk about. But as soon as I walked in, they treated me like I was nothing, like I didn't deserve to be there." A flicker of something dark crosses Vanessa's eyes. She places her cup down gently. "Did they now?" She stands up, pulls out her phone, and dials a number. Elijah watches as her expression shifts from calm to commanding. "Yes, this is Vanessa Carter. I need my car delivered to me today." "Yes, the Rolls-Royce Phantom. Have the chauffeur pick me up at 2 p.m. Elijah's eyes widen. "Wait. You already own a Rolls-Royce?" His mother gives him a knowing smile. "Sweetheart, I don't just own a Rolls-Royce, I own the Rolls-Royce. And today, we're going for a little visit." Elijah's heart pounds in excitement. Later that afternoon, at exactly 2 p.m., a sleek black Rolls-Royce Phantom glides down their driveway. The chauffeur steps out, dressed in a crisp uniform, and opens the rear door for Vanessa. "Shall we?" she says, motioning for Elijah to join her. As he slides into the plush leather seat, he exhales deeply. Today, things were about to change. Next stop, the dealership. The sleek black Rolls-Royce Phantom glides through the busy city streets, its polished exterior reflecting the sunlight. Inside, Elijah sits beside his mother, his heart pounding with excitement and nervousness. "Mom, what are we going to do when we get there?" he asks, glancing at her. Vanessa smirks, adjusting her designer sunglasses. "We're going to remind them that judging people by their appearance is a very expensive mistake." Elijah grips the leather seat, a mix of anticipation and satisfaction building inside him. Scene transition. Outside the dealership. The luxury car dealership is buzzing with activity as wealthy customers browse high-end vehicles. Suddenly, the deep rumble of a powerful engine makes heads turn. A Rolls-Royce Phantom, more majestic than any car in the showroom, pulls up right at the entrance. The chauffeur quickly steps out and opens the back door. A hush falls over the dealership as Vanessa Carter, dressed in an elegant designer outfit, steps out gracefully. Elijah follows behind her, his head held high. Inside, the salesman, including Rick, stare in disbelief. The same boy they had mocked yesterday was now arriving in the very car they had doubted he could afford. Rick's face drains of color. He exchanges nervous glances with his colleagues as Vanessa and Elijah step inside. "Good afternoon, gentlemen," Vanessa says smoothly, removing her sunglasses. "I believe my son was here yesterday." Rick clears his throat, trying to regain composure. Mrs. Carter, welcome. How can we assist you today?" Vanessa smiles, but there's a sharp edge to it. "Oh, I think you've already assisted us enough. But now, I'd like to have a conversation about how you treat your customers." Elijah suppresses a grin. Today, the tables had turned. A heavy silence fills the dealership. Salesmen who had been laughing just yesterday now stand awkwardly, stealing nervous glances at one another. The manager, a distinguished-looking man in a gray suit, quickly rushes over, sensing the tension. "Mrs. Carter," he says, forcing a polite smile. "Welcome. What brings you in today?" Vanessa steps forward, her heels clicking against the polished showroom floor. Elijah watches as the same men who had belittled him yesterday now stood at attention, their postures stiff with unease. "My son was here yesterday," Vanessa begins, her voice calm but firm. "He walked in, excited, interested in a Rolls-Royce. But instead of being treated with respect, he was insulted and humiliated." Rick shifts uncomfortably. I didn't mean any disrespect, ma'am," he stammers. Vanessa holds up a hand, silencing him. "You assumed he didn't belong here. You judged him by his appearance, not by his potential. Do you know who I am?" Rick's throat bobs as he swallows hard. The manager steps in. "Of course, Mrs. Carter. Your name is well known in the business world. We, deeply regret any misunderstanding." Vanessa tilts her head slightly. "A misunderstanding?" she echoes. "No, this wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a lesson, one that I'm here to teach you." Elijah watches in awe as his mother commands the room effortlessly. She turns her gaze to Rick. "Tell me, Rick, how many Rolls-Royces have you sold this year?" Rick hesitates, fumbling with his words. Maybe 4 or 5, ma'am." Vanessa nods, then gestures toward the car they arrived in. "This Phantom outside? I didn't just buy it. I own 3 more. And today, I was considering adding a 5th one to my collection." The air in the room shifts. The realization dawns on everyone. They had just insulted one of their most valuable potential customers. Elijah watches as Rick's face turns pale. His confidence from yesterday is completely gone. Vanessa smiles, but there's no warmth in it. "But now, I'm rethinking whether I should give my business to a place that treats people the way you treated my son." Rick opens his mouth, but no words come out. The manager steps in quickly. "Mrs. Carter, please, allow us to make this right. We value our customers, and this was a terrible mistake. I will personally ensure that my staff is retrained to treat every guest with the utmost respect." Vanessa studies him for a moment before nodding. "We'll see." She turns to Elijah and smiles. "Shall we take a look around?" Elijah grins. Today, he wasn't being kicked out, he was being welcomed. The atmosphere in the dealership has completely changed. The same people who once dismissed Elijah now watch him and his mother with uneasy anticipation. Every salesman stands at attention, hoping to salvage what could have been their biggest sale of the year. Vanessa gracefully walks past the lineup of luxury cars, her fingers lightly grazing the polished surfaces. Elijah follows closely, feeling a newfound sense of pride. Rick, desperate to redeem himself, clears his throat and steps forward. "Mrs. Carter, may I personally show you our latest Rolls-Royce models? We have a Ghost, a Cullinan, and even a customized Phantom with..." Vanessa doesn't even look at him. Instead, she turns to the manager. "I'd prefer to work with someone who understands the value of every customer, not just those who look wealthy." The manager nods quickly. Of course, ma'am. James, the sun gleams off the polished surface of the brand-new Rolls-Royce Cullinan, parked proudly beside Vanessa's Phantom. Elijah stands beside it, still in awe. Yesterday, he had been humiliated. Today, he had made a statement. The chauffeur opens the door for Vanessa, but before stepping in, she turns back to the manager. I'll be keeping an eye on your dealership. I expect that the next kid who walks through these doors, no matter what he looks like, is treated with the respect he deserves. The manager nods quickly, glancing at Rick, who now looks utterly defeated. Understood, ma'am. It won't happen again. Elijah smirks at Rick one last time before getting into the back seat of the Cullinan. This was a moment he'd never forget. Scene transition. The Carter mansion. The Cullinan rolls up to the massive Carter estate, its gates opening smoothly as they approach. The mansion is grand, with perfectly trimmed hedges, a massive fountain, and a driveway big enough to fit an entire showroom of luxury cars. Elijah jumps out, beaming as he runs his fingers over the new car's exterior. I still can't believe it, he says. Vanessa chuckles. Believe it, sweetheart. This isn't just about a car. It's about knowing your worth. As they step inside, a group of house staff greets them, ready with refreshments. Elijah's best friend, Marcus, rushes in. Dude! No way, you got the Cullinan? Marcus exclaims, eyes wide with excitement. Elijah grins. Yep. And you won't believe what happened at the dealership. As he begins recounting the story, Vanessa watches from a distance, her heart swelling with pride. Her son had faced injustice, but instead of letting it crush him, he had risen above it. She lifts her glass of champagne in a silent toast. To respect. To power. To never being underestimated again. The next morning, Elijah wakes up to the sound of his phone buzzing non-stop. Confused, he reaches over and grabs it. Hundreds of notifications flood his screen, messages, tags, and reposts. His best friend, Marcus, had recorded a video the previous day when they arrived at the dealership. The clip showed Elijah stepping out of the Rolls-Royce Phantom, Vanessa confidently walking inside, and Rick's embarrassed reaction when she called him out. Marcus had posted the video online with the caption, "They kicked him out yesterday." Today, his billionaire mom pulled up in a Rolls-Royce and bought another one. Don't judge a book by its cover. Elijah's eyes widen as he scrolls through the thousands of comments and shares. At Luxury Life, this is the definition of instant karma. Love it. At Wealthy Mindset, respect is priceless. That dealership learned the hard way. At CarLover23, Mom is a queen. The way she handled that was legendary. At Elijah Fanpage, Elijah is officially the coolest kid ever. Elijah laughs in disbelief. Mom! You have to see this. Scene transition. Vanessa's office. Vanessa is in her home office, sipping coffee while reading an email. She looks up as Elijah rushes in, holding his phone. Mom, we've gone viral, he exclaims, showing her the video. She raises an eyebrow and watches the clip. A small smirk plays on her lips. Good. Elijah grins. You're not surprised? Vanessa chuckles. Sweetheart, when you stand up for yourself, people take notice. But this isn't just about going viral, it's about the lesson behind it. She leans back in her chair. This video will remind people that wealth isn't always visible. Respect should be given freely, not based on appearances. Elijah nods, understanding her point. But he couldn't deny, it felt pretty great to see Rick's face all over the internet, getting exactly what he deserved. Scene transition. The dealership's response. Meanwhile, at the dealership, the atmosphere is tense. The manager, scrolling through the viral post, sighs deeply. The dealership's name is now trending online, but for all the wrong reasons. Rick, looking pale and anxious, sits across from him. Sir, I didn't know who they were. I just assumed. That's the problem, Rick, the manager interrupts, rubbing his temples. You assumed. He exhales. This is bad. Really bad. We need to fix this before it ruins our reputation. Rick shifts uncomfortably. For the first time, he realizes that his actions might cost him more than just a sale. Inside a sleek conference room at the dealership, the atmosphere is tense. The viral video has spread like wildfire, and the dealership's social media pages are flooded with angry comments. At Justice for Elijah, shame on this dealership. Judging customers by their looks? Unacceptable. At Luxury Cars Only, a billionaire walked in, and you humiliated her son? You just lost a lifetime customer. No more, Rick, fire that salesman, or we're boycotting your business. The manager scrolls through the messages, his face tight with frustration. Across from him, Rick sits stiffly, beads of sweat forming on his forehead. Other salesmen, worried about their jobs, stay silent. We need to fix this now, the manager says, his voice low but firm. He turns to the dealership's PR representative, who looks equally stressed. Our reputation is on the line, she says. This isn't just a minor scandal, this could cost us millions in lost sales. The manager exhales sharply, then looks at Rick. You caused this mess. Now, you're going to fix it. Rick swallows hard. What do you mean? You're going to apologize, publicly. Rick flinches. The thought of admitting his mistake in front of millions of people makes his stomach turn. But as he glances at the furious manager and the glares of his colleagues, he realizes he has no choice. Scene transition, the public apology. Later that day, a video appears on the dealership's official Instagram and Twitter pages. Rick, looking visibly uncomfortable, stands in front of a luxury car with the dealership's logo behind him. He takes a deep breath and begins speaking. Hello, my name is Rick Thompson, and I am a senior salesman at this dealership. Recently, a video of my actions toward a young customer went viral, and I want to take full responsibility for my behavior. He pauses, glancing at the script the PR team wrote for him. I made a terrible mistake by judging someone unfairly. I disrespected a young man who did not deserve it, and I deeply regret my actions. I sincerely apologize to Elijah Carter and his mother, Vanessa Carter, for the way I treated them. The dealership's PR team holds their breath as the video is posted. Will people accept the apology? Or will it be too late? Scene transition, Elijah and Vanessa react at the Carter estate. Elijah and Vanessa sit on the couch, watching the video on Elijah's phone. Elijah raises an eyebrow. Well, that was awkward. Vanessa smirks. It's not about being comfortable, it's about being accountable. Elijah leans back, satisfied. Guess he learned his lesson, huh? Vanessa sips her tea. Perhaps. But remember, true change isn't about words, it's about actions. Let's see what they do next. Elijah nods, realizing his mother is right. Apologies are one thing. But had the dealership truly changed? The dealership's apology video has been up for 24 hours, and the internet's reaction is mixed. Some people accept it, while others aren't convinced. At Luxury Lover 99, at least they admitted their mistake. Hopefully, they actually change. At We Don't Forget, too late. The damage is done. At Billionaire Mindset, lesson learned, never judge a customer by their looks. The manager knows that an apology alone isn't enough. They need to take action if they want to repair their image. Get me Vanessa Carter on the phone, he tells his assistant. Scene transition, the call to Vanessa. Vanessa is in her home office, reviewing business reports when her phone rings. She sees the caller ID, luxury auto dealership. She smirks before answering. Vanessa Carter speaking. On the other end, the dealership manager clears his throat. Mrs. Carter, good afternoon. First, let me sincerely apologize again for what happened to your son at our dealership. We deeply regret the incident. Vanessa leans back. I'm sure you do. But what exactly do you want? The manager takes a deep breath. We'd like to make things right. We're offering to donate $100,000 to a charity of your choice in Elijah's name. And, if he's interested, we'd like to invite him for an exclusive VIP experience, a behind-the-scenes look at Rolls-Royce's manufacturing process. Vanessa raises an eyebrow. This was unexpected. Scene transition. Vanessa and Elijah discuss the offer that evening. Vanessa sits with Elijah in a luxurious living room, telling him about the offer. Elijah blinks. Wait, they want to send me to Rolls-Royce's factory? Vanessa nods. Looks like they're trying to prove they've changed. Elijah leans back, thinking. Do you think they really mean it, or is it just for PR? Vanessa smiles. Probably a bit of both. But the real question is, do you want to go? Elijah grins. Seeing how Rolls-Royces are made? Meeting the designers? Of course, I want to go. Vanessa chuckles. All right then. Let's see if this experience is as exclusive as they say. Scene transition. Preparing for the trip, Elijah starts researching the Rolls-Royce factory in Goodwood, England. He watches videos of the handcrafted luxury cars, the stitching process, the custom paint jobs. This is going to be epic, he mutters, already imagining himself inside the factory, watching the magic happen. But what he doesn't know is that this trip will bring an even bigger surprise, one that will change his future forever. A private jet touches down in England, carrying Elijah and Vanessa to the Rolls-Royce headquarters in Goodwood. As they step out, a luxury chauffeur service greets them, ready to escort them to the factory. Elijah stares in amazement as they drive through the facility's gates, passing a fleet of custom-made Rolls-Royces. The architecture of the factory is sleek and modern, blending innovation with tradition. I still can't believe this is happening, Elijah whispers as they step out of the car. Vanessa smiles. Believe it, sweetheart. You earned this. Scene transition. Inside the factory tour, a team of Rolls-Royce executives welcomes them personally. The factory director, a man named Mr. Hamilton, shakes Elijah's hand warmly. Elijah, welcome to Rolls-Royce. We heard about your story, and we wanted to show you something special. They begin the tour, walking through different workshops where master craftsmen meticulously stitch handmade leather seats, carve custom wooden interiors, and paint cars with precision unmatched anywhere else in the world. Elijah is fascinated. This isn't just a car, it's a work of art, he murmurs. Scene transition. The exclusive reveal. As the tour ends, Mr. Hamilton leads them to a private showroom, where a single Rolls-Royce sits under a silk cover. We have one final surprise for you, Mr. Hamilton says with a smile. He nods to an engineer, who pulls the silk cover away, revealing a brand new, custom-designed Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Elijah's jaw drops. The car is unlike anything he's ever seen. Its deep midnight blue exterior gleams under the showroom lights, with gold accents that give it an air of royalty. Inside, the seats are stitched with his initials, and the dashboard features a special gold plaque engraved with his name. Elijah looks at Mr. Hamilton, speechless. This is for me? Mr. Hamilton nods. Rolls-Royce wanted to recognize your story. This Cullinan is custom-built for you, free of charge. Consider it a token of respect for your patience, your dignity, and the lesson you helped teach the world. Elijah turns to Vanessa, who smiles knowingly. Looks like they really wanted to make things right. Scene transition. Driving into the future. As Elijah slides into the driver's seat, the realization hits him. Yesterday, he was just a kid who got kicked out of a dealership. Today, he owns a car that most people only dream of. As he grips the steering wheel, a thought crosses his mind. This isn't just about the car. This is about knowing my worth, and never letting anyone tell me otherwise. Vanessa places a hand on his shoulder. Let's take it for a spin. Elijah grins. Let's show the world what happens when you never give up. The engine purrs to life, and as they pull out of the factory, Elijah knows, this is just the beginning of something even greater. Elijah's story is a powerful reminder that self-worth isn't defined by appearances, and that true success comes from standing tall in the face of adversity. What about you? Have you ever faced judgment or been underestimated? How did you prove them wrong? Share your story in the comments. If this story inspired you, hit the like button, subscribe for more powerful stories, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. And remember, never let anyone tell you what you can or can't achieve. Your value is determined by you.